I'm not sure what life would have been for me if I hadn't discovered literature.
The next station is Whitechapel.
Maybe I would never aspire to be a writer. Maybe I can never aspire or feel confident when I'm surrounded by the great and the good in this world. But I feel literature, especially reading literature, I began to feel so much more confident in meeting all sorts of people. I had a very eventful childhood and teenagehood as well. I've been expelled from 3 or 4 different schools. I was hustling on the streets of Brixton as a teenager. I spent time in prison in Wormwood Scrubs for 5-6 months. And I felt that my journey had to be recorded in some way. And I remember my eldest cellmate gave me a book, and this really opened up a new world for me. A different world, because I was only used to the world I lived in Brixton and the troubles that I had there. Reading about different places and different countries and different continents, it really opened up the world to me. I realised that I was really educating myself. So that's the reason why I picked up my pen. And also, I feel that the people I grew up with in a children's home or the streets of Brixton needed a voice. They deserved their place in literature as much as anybody else. Because of family difficulties, I was raised in a children's home village in the Surrey countryside from the age of 3.5. Festivals, especially in the inner cities, are vital because the audiences, if they see writers like myself, and I'll tell my story of how I became inspired by literature, maybe they can think for themselves that, hey, Alex Wheatle did this. Maybe I can be inspired by reading literature just as much as he was.
If you're a writer, you live twice. Everything you do happens twice, because you live it and then you write about it.
You suddenly realize that inside these books is a whole different world. I mean, you walk into a library, actually that's like a universe in there. In those books you can go anywhere. I promise you, it is astonishing.
I think the key skill is storytelling.
I think this kind of festival is fantastic because actually there is a real wealth of readers and writers in London.
This is the hand that cracked the nut that went in.
We've got so much on our doorsteps, and pulling them all together to celebrate what we have in London is a great thing to do.
On your leg, feel the rhythm of your walk.
And I love the fact that it's happening in Tower Hamlets because it's such a diverse place, so it does pull in so many different types of people.
I had the German measles, I had them very bad. This is wonderful, this is exactly what should be going on. Writing is for everybody. All that air in my hair. What children get from a festival, they see the connection between a person, what they're saying, and a book. Because after all, look, let's take a book off the shelf here, look. You look at that, why would you know as a child that this was made by a human being? It looks like a product, it looks as if it's come off a machine, as indeed it has. And then why as a child would you think that this stuff on the page is anything like the stuff that you painstakingly put together in school? My nose is made of plastic. It's very difficult, so one of the jobs that we have all the time with children is to explain that what I do and what a child does is actually the same. We sit there, we think of things, we scribble, and they end up somewhere, in our case, in a book. Something's drastic, we're fantastic!
When you start reading, it's really exciting, because you don't know what's going to be in it.
2 at a time.
Idea stores and libraries, any kind of initiative that promotes literature is so important for those who are sometimes denied or sometimes they feel that they have no place or stake in society. And I see a couple arguing when I'm sitting down drinking my coffee. I want to know. Reading leads to a feeling that they can achieve also. Because once you can read, you can be educated to become anything you like. I really scrutinise it, and that's how I am. I've always been an observer.
Festivals like this are great because it gives you a chance to meet a cross-section of the public, and they're people that want to learn, that want to think, and they're the best people to actually make a difference.
1936. The House of Commons.
Just to be able to have access to the literary world just opens your mind to the diverse number of ideas and thoughts and thinking and how people have developed their ideals, and there's so much you can gain from reading.
White man
The Writeidea Festival is crucial and important because it keeps inspiring generations coming up to keep reading and to keep writing, and education is at the heart, I think, of anything. Not coming to the library with us didn't actually disadvantage us. Do it. Just do it, and don't let anything hold you back. In life, if you want to do something, the only person who can do it is you, and the people who get somewhere are the people who keep going and going and going and going. If you want to do it, just keep doing it.
Any aspiring writers out there, I think once you're interested in people, you always have a vast canvas to write about. As I started my term in prison, I really felt that I would never achieve too much. But through reading, I discovered that, hey, I could become anything I want to be. And it's literature, the confidence of reading literature and the confidence of understanding stories and starting to write stories that I believe, hey, I can become something. I can have my stake in society. I can become someone. And that's what literature did to me. And I so much want that to be the experience of people going to idea stores and libraries all over the country.